A viral video shows a Nigerian man upset after finding that a woman he once gave 550,000 naira is back on the streets begging with her children. Critics say she wasted the money and lacked discipline, discouraging others from helping. Supporters argue that inflation, high rent, healthcare, childcare, all this make a single cash gift insufficient. And her case highlights deeper systemic poverty. Many also fault the man for filming and exposing the woman and her children, calling for long-term empowerment programs instead of one-off handouts. What are your thoughts on this? You know what, when I read this, I felt like we have discussed this topic many times. I had to even confirm that it was not the same story that we had taken once before. And in the video, you know, you see this woman, and to be honest, looking at the video, she does look like she is really in need of help. But the conversations out there, I think it really, you know, we should look at it, which is, when you give a cash gift, or one-off handouts, should that be enough? And should you feel upset if the person doesn't quite use it the way you thought? Or, you know, if you really want to help, not only do you give this handout, you also need to do like follow-up to just make sure that this person is using this gift properly. What are your thoughts, ladies? Who would like to go first?
Okay.
I can go first. Okay. I can go first because I watched the video. And one of the reasons why the man called her out was because he actually asked people for money.
Okay.
So he was able to give her the money. He asked for donations and people donated. So he felt that his own reputation was at stake. Because if they had seen her, they would think, oh, he chopped the money.
He didn't give her.
And he didn't give her. So he had to call her out. And she was giving excuses of her husband took the money. And he said, look, at the time, you didn't tell me anything about your husband.
Ew.
Now, suddenly, the husband that you didn't tell me about, like you're saying, took the money. And that, is she happy with her kids? So it just, you see, we are a very...
But did you believe her story? Did you come across as, do you think she was being honest? Okay.
Personally, no.
Okay.
Because one day, I helped a beggar. I gave him a job.
Okay.
I said, look, stop begging. He was a young boy. Come and work. He didn't stay, I don't even think he stayed up to 2 months. He left. He went back to begging because the begging was more profitable. He was not even interested, but because he would run into me, he moved to
location. Okay, now.
So you don't come and spoil his market.
So I won't spoil his market. Okay. Do you understand? So people find it more profitable to beg. I'm not saying all beggars. There are some that if you, I have actually offered people when I see them, especially women with children, jobs. Come and work for me. You just eye me and walk away. So it's not a job that they want. It is your
handouts.
Yeah, you know. So we find begging more profitable, and because we're very religious, I'm not saying spiritual now, religious.
You're right.
That and the way to heaven is by giving you. So everybody wants to go to heaven. So everybody is giving out. To go to heaven.
Through that, even those living in hell. Want to go to heaven.
And he came to me straight. Oh God.
Say yeah, just take. Let me go to heaven. No, nobody's thinking, am I helping this situation?
Really?
Really? What is the solution to this situation?
Bam.
And now that guy, because she said that's how much she needed. Yeah. Where I think he made the mistake was he should have followed up. Okay, I'm giving you, because 550 naira is nothing to be sneezed at.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 550,000. Oh yeah, let's go and get the shop. Oh yeah, let's do this. Because now you know that, or maybe he didn't know at the time that when you give them that kind of, because for someone who is begging 550K, you just collected it and you are back on the streets begging.
Okay. Let me try.
Okay, just before you join, please, I had forgotten to invite our viewers to join the conversation. So I would like you to join the conversation on 0201 635 2013 or 0902-416-3440, or tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. Of course, we can have these conversations without you. Nima, please.
So we want to go to heaven, we'll give, you know, and I blame the scholars because they're not doing enough on this sadaka thing. It's my religion that promotes giving the most in this way. We give too much sadaka in the wrong way. So now you see them establishing Zakat and Sadaka Foundation to ensure that there is a collection of it and there is a proper channel of it. But a lot of us still believe that, oh, he's in need. He has one hand. Whether it's truly one hand or it's just disguising, we give because the intention to give is that you have with God. It's a relationship you have with God. And your business is not to verify how many bad people are taking advantage out there. Because you will give, because whether or not they are bad people, so that you don't miss good people who are desperately in need. But
so what you are saying is that do your own and God will do the rest.
Yes, that's basically how it's done. But now with time, I don't give. No matter if you like, knock my glass. For a while now, I don't give because there was a guy I remember back then, 1999, when I got into LASU for a diploma, and there was this particular guy in 2009 when I got married and I was in the market. He was in the same spot I usually see him on Ojo Road begging. He's always missing his transport fare to the same place. So I stopped it. From that day, I just made up my mind, never, no matter how desperate you are on the streets and you're begging, if you like, cry blood and walk past you, because I don't have any reason to verify it. There are channels now, which is one of the things I do on the Dorcas Cancer Foundation. Where I channel my sadaka, so I don't have to explain to nobody. Nobody has to know. I just do it and I keep my mouth shut. So there are better ways of reaching people in need. And the Prophet ﷺ too, because we are Muslim, mentioned that, you know, reach out to those who are not necessarily begging but are in need. There was a saying of the Prophet like that, and you use the emphasis of the neighbors to mention you can have somebody truly in need in your immediate circle and they are looking outside at one person that you think has all the costume of a beggar, and you know, and you miss it. And so those are really some of the mistakes out there. But this guy gave to somebody with a strategy. When you meet someone, as I'm sitting down here now, if you ask me how much I need, this for the next project I will mention. So she probably mentioned the one she want to give the husband he didn't know existed.
Wow. Yes,
because if you ask her to calculate what she needs without a proper business plan, how does she know what she needs? The business plan is a career begging. You know, begging is actually a career for some. It's a habit that will never change. You take them off, they go right back, because that's the only means of sustenance that they are used to. It's a quick cash thing. Imagine, I remember my dad used to say, if you want to go and collect your BeeCee, don't send your children. You are teaching them. Don't send your children to beg. Don't take your children along with you when you're in need to see a friend that you know will give you, because you're actually teaching a habit in the wrong way, except you know what you want to do to explain it. But we as adults, we've seen mothers. I know mothers during COVID who were knocking on my door with 3 kids behind them, and it was a strategy. They will go to every house on the street, collect things and disappear. And so people do have, we see them on the street now, young children who are running after cars. It's their parents that put them there, training them in the habit of begging, because it's the family business they want to hand over to the child. The costuming and everything is a norm. And she mentioned 550 as if that would solve up. It was the money for the next project, for the house husband, or the husband's need for another thing that she mentioned.
Nima, you may be right, because I thought when she was telling this person about her husband collected the money, I didn't see the anger or the frustration on her face. She just said it like it was
next
okay.
Project.
Because you may just be right.
Yes. So
she was defiant.
My next project, now I told you I needed 550. I didn't explain to you what I needed it for. I don't give person where ask me make a collect them. That's it.
Yeah. So, sorry, before you jump in, we have to go on a quick break. And when we'll come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Thank you for staying with us. We're still discussing how best to help those in need. BeeCee, you were going to talk.
Yes, so I know Nigerians are very good people. We're nice people. We have compassion, we have empathy. And, you know, most of our religion will teach us that it's good to give. Give, it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, and all of that. And we always like to help out, right? But I think it's high time we start helping properly. We start going through structures and systems so that we are sure that that help will go a long way. First of all, there's a psychology of begging. which we do not understand, and that's why we keep having issues like this over and over again. A person who resorts to begging, it could start from a place of poverty, right? And then it goes to helplessness and hopelessness. Psychologically, that's the only way you think you can make a living. You're there processing your helplessness and hopelessness. And then it moves to, okay, entitlement. It now becomes that these people have more than me. They must give me. You see how the thing is segueing from one form to another. Then what you have done over and over and over becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, I've explained this before on the show, you are wiring and firing particular neurons. Every day you do it, it's becoming you. From becoming a habit, it becomes your personality. From your personality, it then becomes your personal reality. And that's why with every form of addiction, it's very difficult to change those people except they go through proper therapy, and it takes a long time. Many people are struggling with one form of addiction for years, even those in therapy, right? So you cannot think that someone who has wired and fired this particular habit for a very long time, that your 550,000 naira will suddenly make them change their mind. It has become them, because what you do over time becomes you. So helping and just giving cash like that is not what you're supposed to do in the first place. If you really want to help, is to take that person away from there and get the person rehabilitated. But do we have the time to do that? Because everybody's facing their business, right? That's on one hand. There are other people who have used begging. So it moves from entitlement. Let me just say that's where this woman is. There are others that from that entitlement, it moves to criminality. Let me give you instances. A few times they have caught, there's this particular story. It was in Lagos here, where this guy says every time he passes this particular road, he will drop money for this man. Well, after a few years, he was going to rent a place, 3-bedroom or something to move in. And by the time he got there, he realized that the landlord of the place was the beggar he used to dash money many years ago. So he was like, I know this man. I know, now held him. I know you. For years, anytime I pass, nobody they stand for so and so, I always give you money. I know you. The man confessed that every money he's been collecting, he's using it to build. That was not his only house. He had houses in Lagos where he was collecting rent. It has moved now to criminality, where you feel this is now a business. Like Nima rightly said, I'm going to train my children to take up this family business and continue. That's on one hand. There's also another one where, aside from the criminality, we have people who you catch them and they confess that the money they collect from people, they exchange it, they give it to these ritualists. They tell them to bring all the money I've collected, and then they give them more money so that they can take that to get people's destiny. They've caught a couple of women in Lagos here. That's what they do. They collect money from everybody, then they exchange it. You see how
do they investigate that destiny collection?
We don't know about that, but that's their story. So for a man to come and give you bundles of money to collect the dirty one you've gotten from people, there's something they are gaining from that. So when we have all of this information, we cannot just be giving people money on the streets. We cannot just do that. That's not helping. That's foolishness. So like Nima rightly said, if you want to help people, find those organizations where you know that the money will be channeled into something good. Then the government also needs to do more about getting these people off the streets. There are so many. If you go to the island, you see them. In fact, there was one story I saw recently where she refused to give, I think it was on one of these blogs, she refused to give the girl money, and the girl pushed her when a car was coming.
Okay, yes.
You saw that? So we cannot just be giving like that and think that they are going to all of a sudden leave their habits that they formed over the years.
Yeah, so BeeCee, I hear you about having systems, and we know countries where they have the welfare system. I think that's in the United Kingdom. The United States also have, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, before I continue, we have a caller. Shagun, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Mr. Dash from Jos.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dash from Jos.
Good morning. I just want to give my view on this matter. Helping somebody is not bad, whether you're going to heaven or you're not going to heaven. But the intention of the person begging matters, whether he's wrong or right, whether he's in a condition or not. The person who helped this particular woman, he's not wrong by helping her. We cannot say whether he's wrong by not going to the shop, by not following up. Because probably he felt pity for the woman and he felt probably she needs a business. But where I see a problem is somebody is begging. They're looking for a daily meal. And if you give that kind of a person 500,000 to go and do business, how will they be feeding daily? It means they will still go back to the 500 and be feeding. So you should expect somebody like that to still go back to the street after the 500,000 has finished using it for feeding and other things. I felt the guy would have given, even if it's 200,000, and take the woman to the market.
Okay.
Probably shop for their daily meal.
Okay.
Right?
Yes,
Probably use 300 and give her 200 to start a business. So that she will now understand that she needs to use the interest to feed.
Thank you, Dash.
Probably before that 300 that they have used for shopping has finished, she might have saved some money that she can fall back to buy food for the family. But if you give somebody 500,000, meanwhile the person has been going out begging for daily meal, still expect that person to go back to the street after definitely that 500,000 will finish in due time. So I feel just like the other person was saying, you can look for...
Thank you, Dash, for your opinion. For me, I think you raised a lot of talking points here, and you know, a few of them I was going to get to, but I was going to also talk about, you know, these systems that we talk about. Are these systems foolproof? Because as I mentioned earlier, there's some countries that have welfare systems, and we hear stories of how people still just continually rely on the welfare system without doing anything to drag themselves out of it. So for me, the question is, I think it's important that we understand that there are three types of, is it giving? There's alms giving, there's charity, and there's empowerment. Are they all the same? Don't they mean different things? And what is your responsibility as a giver when you're doing each of these giving, this form of kindness?
So
what should be your responsibility?
I agree with you that I think that they're not the same. They're all different. So you give to charity what you want to give, and to a body, that, you know, like an orphanage and all of that. But empowerment is what you give to somebody that you want to get out of there.
Yes.
So it's not money. You don't throw money at it. Alms giving is what that 550 amounted to, and so alms giving is very popular more amongst us. The caller and YK had mentioned that the 550 shouldn't have been given to. You want to take a call?
Okay. Jalila from Kaduna. Good morning, Jalila. Jalila, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. You look amazing this morning. I love your hair, Miriam.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to reiterate the point Nima mentioned about the way, especially for us Muslims, because charity is one of the core practices for us as Muslims. We're encouraged to give charity, but not just about ourselves. The idea around charity is also to elevate poor people in the community, you know, to ensure an equitable community, so to speak. And I think the way, like Nima mentioned, the way we go about it is so wrong that it has now become like a syndicate, like a mafia, where people are so immersed in the act of begging. The example BeeCee gave about people building houses, we have so many of such in the north, where people have built houses in the north just from sitting by the roadside and begging. And there's a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ that says, it is better for you for a nail to be driven through your hand or your head, Nima might correct me, than for you to beg.
Yes.
And so giving charity must be to people who don't beg but are in dire need. And also, building point Dash mentioned, I know there's a popular saying that if you give a rich person 1,000 naira, he'll turn it to 10,000 naira. If you give a poor person 1,000 naira, he'll, they will exhaust it. What they fail to understand is the rich person doesn't have basic needs. They don't have tuition waiting waiting for them. They don't have rent waiting for them. They don't have issues of feeding, bills waiting for them. The poor person doesn't have anything. That 1,000 naira is what they are building on. And so this 550,000 naira, although it may seem huge and significant, it is significant. It is important to note that they are starting from scratch. Like Dash mentioned, they need food, they need shelter, they need all of these things, and then she has to do next project for her husband as well. So all of these things matter when giving charity, and we definitely need to go through proper channels. But I also see how we forget our family members, our friends, our neighbors are in need, and we jump straight to the next stranger we see on the street. And sometimes it's so performative. It's so performative because we want to do social media, want to show we're doing charity, we're good people, yada. When there's charity needed right in our backyard,
we're not giving.
Look in our families, who is the uncle, aunt, nephew, niece that needs, and give to them. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jalila, for your contribution.
So I completely adopt Jalila. But I was saying that, because the Dash and YK had mentioned that instead of giving her 550, should have made sure she had food and everything. I have seen where politicians do empowerment program. They give keke and pep generator. They did not leave the place. As in, the people did not leave the place where they started auctioning the things. for sale. So they convert it to cash and move out. But they come in with, I have seen it, not be say, I saw it. There was a person that, one of these politicians in Ajeromi gave air products and all those dryer and all of that. In my very before.
The person
so the whole thing went like that. I took time convincing because these were empowerment projects for after their skill acquisition, and they were supposed to go home and become better people. And I was like, you take your own, or go open your shop, open your salon, and all of that. And within 2 months, she too did the same thing because she saw that people do it, and so they sold those things. I don't think I saw anybody from that was a beneficiary of that project that continued the skill. So people are who they are. Just as I said last week. There are good people and there are bad people, but we cannot all just, close our eyes to bad people so we don't miss good people. Do your good and let
I'm not even sure that I can call them bad people. Because I remember when we first started, the shrine was a few years old, when I decided that some of my staff needed help. So I bought them Okadas.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
So that they could, not to ride, but to use this as business.
Okay.
My dear. I hadn't closed my eyes. The first one sold his Okada. I had not closed my eyes. The next one, I didn't hear, the other one started the business and, has excelled in the business. The other one just sold it and blew the money.
But do we blame YK for just thinking she could just hand over bikes and then just assuage her guilt or whatever whatever it is. I'm a good person, I'm a kind person. You see, I gave them bikes. I'm such a good person. I raised 550,000 I gave this woman. Now God will bless me. So have we not created this business as well because of the way we decide to give?
I agree with you. We have created it, sometimes ignorantly. So she did it many years ago, right? So I will not blame her for that many years ago. If she does it now, I will blame her because she now knows better. Sometimes we assume that everybody can do business. Not everybody has the capacity to do business. Even the people that went to school to even study the business are struggling inside the business. Not to talk about people who are just trying to survive with whatever means. So sometimes you think you're helping, but you're actually not helping. You are reinforcing that state that they are in. Anybody who has gotten to the point of standing on the streets for so many years does not need your arms. The person needs rehabilitation. And that's why I will still insist that we need structures and systems in place, right? If we say, okay, well-meaning Nigerians coming together to open soup kitchens, I give a lot. I believe in giving, but I don't give lazy people. If you are lazy around me, you will not get 50 kobo from me. I give people that I see they are putting in the work. Sometimes you're putting in the work, but life hasn't balanced for you the way, when God is buttering your bread, he has not sent the butter, you still have small bread that you're managing and you're waiting for God, just even if it's granules, give me, let me be waiting for the butter, right? So there are people that are hardworking, they're putting in the work, they're doing whatever they need to do. Those are the people that I will help. Because I know that if you come to me, you need a form of assistance. When I give you that assistance, one, you will appreciate it. Two, you will try to multiply it, and that's how I see that my help is going well. So we need to.
Thank you, BeeCee. Let me just. So sorry to cut you off. Well, Yakub would like to join the conversation. Good morning, Yakub.
Good morning. I'd like to join it. Good morning, Miriam. Good morning, everyone. Good morning,
Yakub.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me take it where Obi stopped. Obi says that he likes giving, she likes giving, but he does not like giving people like that, people sitting down and ask for the money. Yes, you can be scared for that, but I can tell you for the fact, there is a lot of professional beggars. I've been victim of those people like 2 or 3 times. Let me give you 2 examples here. Number one, there was a day I sit down in front of my office. Someone walked towards me and then he said, Alaja, please, I'm living close by in your 2nd or 3rd street here. My child got accident and then was lying down in a lawsuit in Ikeja. He needed 2,000 naira to transport himself there to go and see this. I said, 2,000. What do you want to 2,000 from here to lawsuit is just less than 1,000. I said, please, he wanted to buy, so he just give me count story. I said, okay, no problem. I give this 2,000 naira to this guy. And then I had it in mind that I've dashed the money out. But he was telling me that he's living close by me. And then when he come back, he was going to bring the money back. But me, I've already settled my mind that I'm giving the money out, and then I'm not going to collect it. If you bring it back, believe me, after like 5 minutes, I have something to pick at bus stop. When I'm walking towards the bus stop, I saw the same man drinking the beer that actually I would never use my money to buy for someone. That he used my money to go and buy beer and then was chopping chicken. And I said, wow. He said, okay, go and carry my phone or speaker and I allowed it that you are the one giving me money. Imagine that. The second one is this. He walked towards me, he parked a car, Toyota Camry. He now walked towards me. He said, please, I'm going to Akuda. And then my car, the fuel is almost finished. This. I should raise him 5,000. Please, I said, I don't have 5,000. Okay, take 2,000 naira. I do to this man. After like 2 weeks again, he forget I will another client. After area, the same man walked towards me that the motor guy, the fuel is almost finished. I look at him and say, I'm very stupid. He said, every time the whole fuel is finished in your car, this is how you are collecting money from people. I better get out of my place.
That one is called 5 bar. But I have to see 5 bar.
They will come to the mosque. They will tell you all sorts of stories. Their father is this. Their daughter is this. Their and then they will go to another mosque. They will be going from mosque to another. So it's only God Almighty. Allah can just help every one of us. If you give, just forget it that you have already given, and if you forget it, that can God bless you guys.
Thank you, Yakub, for your contributions. We need to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. We're still discussing the begging culture in our country and how best to participate. BeeCee, you were...
Yes, I was just wrapping up my thoughts, which is I've said that well-meaning Nigerians can come together and maybe set up soup kitchens where people who are not able to feed can just go there and eat. So we know that that one takes care of at least your feeding, then you can go out there and look for work. Then also we need to encourage people, instead of just handing them money, find something to do. There are a lot of people that are looking for sweepers. There are a lot of people looking for people to wash plates. Just make space for people to have something to do. Even if it's small money they are earning, they can work their way up from there. The problem I see is a lot of these beggars are used to free money, easy money. Throw away leg, collect money, that kind of thing. People who put in the work understand that there's no free lunch even in Freetown. You have to sweat to see every 1 naira that you see. And so when they give you like that, you assume that because they are giving it to you, maybe the person even giving you has not even sorted out himself or herself, but because they see you in a dire situation and they say, let me just, show mercy to this person, you now assume that they have more than enough. That's why they are able to spare. So we need to stop training them to be in a position situation where they are constantly waiting for somebody to bail them out. I personally, if you like, wear suits, wear coats. Unfortunately, there are people who may be genuine who would actually have those issues, but because of the way Nigerians are bastardized, if you like, wear suits, wear coats, wear tie, I don't give like that. We also need to apply discerning spirits. Sometimes you are not moved to give, but because you are used to just handing it out, you hand it out and it doesn't get you anywhere. Sometimes people come for something. Before you finish saying what you are saying, my spirit has told me whether I should say yes or no. Let's also apply that. That may also help. But for those people standing on the streets, first of all, right? Let's find a way to get them out of there. They don't need those handouts. They need to be rehabilitated and put into something else.
Thank you. We have a call from Port Harcourt, Folarunsho. Good morning, Folarunsho.
Yeah, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. Very a wonderful job there. God continue helping all of you.
Thank you.
I greet BeeCee, Nima, and Ellen.
Thank you. Great to you.
Now, my contribution is this. First of all, on that woman that gives 550,000. Let's talk about the reality of Nigeria today. What is 550,000 to do business? If you give somebody 550,000, you don't give him money to be taking care of the family. I don't know how many issues the woman get, whether 2 or 3. Before you know it, that money will go. If you do somebody that's starting for business, you must give him money to be spending to take care of the family, for eating, for feeding, and something like that. Not to be hitting there and do business. Before you know, the money will finish. And maybe the woman know that soon I don't have anything again. Secondly, on the giving alms, it's very, very important. Nema said something that he give intention. That intention you to give money is matter most. Because if you don't give money, you too are denying yourself a blessing. That's what I want us to know. In Islamic context of you, if you give out before that money reaches that beggar, that's reached Almighty Allah, and give your reward, keeping it for you forever, and you are going to meet also thereafter. So if you look the attitude of people today, you will not do it. Almighty Allah mandates us to be doing it. And when you look at the attitude of people because they don't want to do it, you also are denying yourself. You should not think that when you give some money to somebody, you are give that person only that person you do free for. You do yourself also free for. In that case, you too now know that the blessing you want to get from God is what you need to target, to focus. Not only God is so great. Anytime, what of tomorrow now? Anything can happen. Whether you are a corporate beggar or whatever, you may be doing business. Your business going down somewhere. You approach your friend. Please, so help me with this thing. Some friend will bring you money, do everything. It's part of what we are talking about. Tomorrow, if God now gives you opportunity, do it. Let us know that Almighty Allah can change anything at any time. The beggar today, I understand those things, they are there permanently. You just be pray to God. God, I don't want to be among those who will be begging. No matter, God, don't remove me from those who will be giving at all time. And God will continue protecting us.
Thank you. Thank you for Lorenzo for your contributions.
I was going to, you know, when Yakub said, talked about the people that came to meet him, and he gave them out of the goodness of his heart. So now there are some people who genuinely need that help. They genuinely need transport. Maybe they were robbed.
Yes. They
genuinely need. What has happened is they have created a problem for the genuine people because now you don't trust anybody. Now anybody comes with you on the street, because I've given people like that who need transport, and like Yakub said, they met him at the beer parlor. The next time someone comes that genuinely needs help, he will not answer. And so they have spoiled.
Sad reality.
Obiadulu says, have a discerning spirit, have a discerning. What if your spirit does not discern right that day? Because it's not every time spirit will give you the right.
I live with it.
Answer. You know, so I totally agree with Obiadulu about soup kitchens.
Yes.
So that if you are hungry and you come and meet me, I'm hungry. If you go to
they'll give you food.
Alakbare bus stop, you can even sleep there. There's food. You know, so I agree totally with that kind of thing. So the governments, remember I didn't say governments, that is state governments, need to start to provide welfare for people who genuinely need help. You know, so that, and then remove the beggars from the street, because like that Lekki axis, the kids.
Oh no.
Are you saying
And what's pushing people to
have you not passed last in Sherry Road?
What's it concern? What's it like?
Okay, Auntie Annie, stop saying only Lekki.
Now the one where she know now.
All over the place.
I did now where I did pass. We don't get them for Alabule.
So
only area boys.
Which for me, I think
those ones are they're in another league of their own.
But it's not just in Lagos. It's in many other states as well. And growing up in the north, for me, I remember that it was just what we were brought up to do. You see someone that needs help, you give them money. I will never forget, growing up in my grandmom's house, before you get to the junction, they're just first thing in the morning, beggars lined up. And she would give us extra money so that when we're passing by, we'll drop it in their plates.
Wow.
And they were there every time. So we knew that this was just what they did. But we were told that it was a good thing to do and give us blessings. So fast forward, I moved to Lagos, I'm working, and then I see this young little boy with a tray on his head. He was crying, obviously distraught. And I asked him what happened. He said, what they said to me, everything is gone. And I took out quite a sum and I gave it to him. And I turned around, people were actually laughing at me. They said, they have scammed you. A part of me wanted to be upset, but I just thought, I gave, and go ahead, whatever happens, happens. I've just done my part. I feel like I've helped a child. And I remember saying in my head that I will not think otherwise, that this person didn't need my help. And I've also used that story, with my husband, because when I first met him, I noticed he doesn't give alms as much. And I feel like that's a Lagos attitude where everybody's out to scam them. But something has happened. He gives more alms than I do now. Now I'm suspicious of everyone. Meanwhile, he's turned around to be better. So, I hear us when we say, when people constantly scam us, we get frustrated or we don't want to do anything. But there are these videos that we see of people, especially abroad, where they stop by a table and ask you, where do you live? And then they hand a person money and the person is falling on the floor crying. I really needed money for my semester and I didn't have anything. Or you hear, my parents live in Nigeria, I haven't seen them in years, this will allow me to see. Doesn't that also encourage us to want to do more?
Yes, even that can be abuse.
Yes,
so YK was the one that got us to where we need to be, because as a society, somebody must now regulate and manage our affairs. This begging of a thing is beyond the state government, particularly, or local government, just kicking beggars off the street. They have to now tackle poverty. In our own place, our social welfare of giving 5,000 to something within a range of something people is the only way that we've been publicly used to. But there are several things that they must ensure, including criminalizing begging after these measures have been put in place.
Yes.
You must put in measures in place first and arrest every mother that sits on the junction with 4 or 5 children, including baby on the head, dangling the head just to get people's sympathy because of those abuses. Because those children has been exploited.
Yes.
Miriam.
One
is the exploitation of those children. Those children are not in schools when they should be. We see little children, those ones in Alakija, God is watching people. Little kids, they have been trained. They have been trained to stay on you. Processing begging, they have been trained to stay on you. If you're in the car and your kids are eating, they have been trained to give you they've been trained. And that exploitation has to be controlled. Somebody has to do something about it.
I agree with you. Okay, you want to go ahead?
Yes.
So I know that religion is also one of our major problems. I'm sorry I said it. Sometimes because of the goal of looking beyond, we never finish this life. We are looking to the next life. We are here preparing for the next life. We've not seen, we are not sure, we're told, so we're preparing for the next life. So there are some things that we want to do so that it ensures we get a good place. Those mansions, how people do it. And sometimes we do not apply logic, right? There are some, if we are looking to have a better society, there are some wirings that must change. So give and teach your children to give. But teach them, give right and teach them how to give right. So if, for instance, I'm giving just maybe charity, I'm supporting in the soup kitchens, and I see people walking on the street begging with their children and I turn away, it doesn't mean I'm going to go to hell. I've just decided that my give, is going to be structured and this is how I see fit, right? It doesn't mean
I am that you get a moving from the Holy Ghost.
No, they move me for those people where they knock my door for traffic, those children. I used to before, but I just realized that this was a habit and we all have to work together to stop it, right? All over the world. I remember the first time I went to New York, and you see them, they are there, even with all the soup kitchens and everything. You still have a few people who are there, but from time to time they try to sanitize the place because now you don't have an excuse of where you are going to sleep if you are stranded. There are hostels that you can go in and have shelter. You don't have an excuse if you're hungry. There are shelters you can go in and eat. So that exactly what Nima is saying is by the time we put those structures in place, now we can drive them from that place and criminalize those people who are still insisting that begging is the way. If we keep doing, just give because of God, when you give your soul, we go to so and so and all of that, we are also part of the problem. We are training them to continue in that way because we're enabling them.
We have Stephen from Abuja. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning. My name is Stephen. I'm watching your program. I really appreciate that. There are a lot of people who their mindset is made up to be begging. And Bible will say if anybody is not working, Bible say don't give them food. It's in the Bible. I like the way this our sister Lazula said, they say what they call giving by did by the Holy Spirit. No, by discernment, as you say, it can be given by God can instruct to give somebody who the person must not be a beggar. As well. I remember one time in Abuja, I live in Abuja, there's a particular guy in a shopping center that gave money just forgot to me that all this task for collecting pure water that I needed to buy another one. And I confessed about 9 years ago, I gave him that money. But I was so compassionate about the way the Z and Z that was doing the business. After 9 years later, I met the same person in their 10. The same thing that he told me about 9 years ago. He still told me the same thing. That the type of collecting is pure water. And I don't forget physics.
Now, they use the code.
You're already walking away from me. I couldn't hold it back. I called it back. And I said, I know you very well. I remember you. How many years ago in that too? This same thing you told me, the same thing that you said, that I gave you money. I still saying the same thing. I said, go and look for what to do. Please, people are very lazy. They are who are making money by begging. Beggars, they are building houses, buying cars in Abuja here that you don't even know. Now you see them in the club. So even though you don't give anybody money, it doesn't matter if you don't go to heaven. That's not the prerequisite to go to heaven, whether you give or not. It is not the prerequisite. The Bible says, "Man, born again, cannot see the kingdom of God." Period. If you want to give, let God get you some time to give somebody money. It may not be a beggar, so to say. It might be your friend, it might be somebody who's related to you, or your friend. Sometimes I give my friend money by design of the spirit. I can design. I can make money. I call somebody, send me your account, and I give the person. Thank you. God bless us.
God bless you too.
Thank you, Stephen. Let's go on a short break and we'll come back. We'll conclude the conversation. Thank you for staying with us. And now we're going to conclude on our topic. In conclusion, maybe, I'd heard everyone talk about how we need to pack up the beggars and take them somewhere and provide proper welfare, have a system that works. And I agree with you. But I do know also that our country is quite a religious country. And I've heard a couple of Christians say giving alms does not lead you to heaven. But I would like to refer us to Matthew chapter 25, verses 35 to 40, where Jesus says that on the last day, righteous people will say, "When did we see you, Lord? We've never seen you." You say, "When I was hungry, did you give me food? When I was in prison, did you visit me? When I was, for me, that is a message that says that it matters that you give. Because when you don't give, when you get to heaven's gate, you'll be asked why you didn't do that. But just in conclusion, because I don't conclude now.
I have to answer you.
Yes.
Because let me answer that question when I get there.
Yes.
If I get there.
Yes. But we didn't say we shouldn't give. We just should give rights. We should give rights.
Look, Shrine, people come in. I met one guy, he came with Bolanle Austin Peters. He was on, and I just was surprised. Everybody at Shrine knew him and they were greeting him and he was greeting them and he was giving them money. So I said, how do you know them? He says, because when I was in need, this is where I stayed.
Oh, and they helped.
I stayed in this and nobody asked me any questions. Nobody said anything.
That's
they
helping.
let me stay here.
Yeah. So
you people, so the access that I gave, we gave as an organization
opened doors for him.
Opened his doors.
So,
and he's now a
okay, let me wrap up with this. 2 Thessalonians 3:10.
Okay, before you go.
For he who does not work should not eat.